Okay, so we're going to try to find the slope of that line. We're going to try to find the equation of that line, and then a line that's tangent to it, or not tangent to it, but perpendicular to it. Maybe something like this. This is called the normal line. Like that. That is actually going to be really easy to do because we're going to already know the slope of the red line. And so we'll just do like an opposite reciprocal to get the slope of the green line. That's going to be really easy when we get to it. All right, so let's answer the first question. The first question is actually the hardest question. Let's go back and look at our formulas. Okay, so the formulas were this. This is what I left on the board the last minute on Friday. This is the slope I'm talking about. So this slope was part A right here. It's lemma of f of a plus h minus f of a all over h. Somebody recognizes the definition of derivative. And then we have a tangent line equation and a normal line equation. And I told you you're going to use these formulas all year, so it's our first example. Let everybody copy down. If you don't already have it. Okay, everybody got those? All right. So we're going to take them very literally, especially that one in red there. So we have to find, for part A, the slope of this line at 1. So what you have to understand is, in that formula, the slope, remember, is limo of f of a plus h minus f of a. What is a? What exactly is a? A is the value of x that you are studying for that problem. So it is the, look for the word at. You see the word at, they're giving you a. A starts with at. Right? At starts with a. At starts with a. So when I say at x equals 1, a is 1. Okay, so know that. Very important. So a is 1. It's x that we don't know. And h. All right, so this is your a value, is what it's saying. All right, so let's get started. So we're going to be doing LIM, h goes to 0, of f of a plus h minus f of a all over h. This will give us the answer, if we can figure it out. Okay, it's a little bit complicated because the function I picked is kind of an ugly one. The function was x over x plus 1. So it's going to look like this. 1 plus h over 1 plus h plus 1 minus 1 over 1 plus 1. And this is all over h with a limo out front. Okay, so what does it mean to have a limo out front, parked out in front? There's a limo parked out in front. It means you're going to plug. It means you're going to plug in 0 for h. Can we do that right now? No. Why not? Because it's on the bottom. Yeah, you're actually going to get 0 over 0 if you do that. So it's a little premature. So the limo's parked out front for later. Okay? It's for later. So we're going to be simplifying as much as we can and then ultimately plugging in 0. But we're not ready yet. So let's go ahead and work this out. I say that because a lot of people stop writing the limo statement. You've got to write that every step on the AP test or they're going to be really upset. The graders do not like it when you stop writing the lim. Some of you get lazy and you don't write the lim. Write it all the way to the end. Okay, this is the worst case scenario. We have to combine those top two fractions using an LCD. One second. There we go. Okay, so what is my common denominator? Well, 2 plus h and 2 are both prime expressions. So the best we can do with an LCD is to take their product. All right, so this, unfortunately, we're going to have to multiply top and bottom by 2. And this one, top and bottom by 2 plus h. It's the only way we're going to get an LCD. Okay, so let's go and distribute that out. So we have limo parked out front. We have 2 plus 2h over 2 times 2 plus h minus 2 plus h over 2 times 2 plus h. And all of this is over h. And you guys are very careful with your algebra, so I'm sure you wouldn't make any negative errors ever. What's 2 plus h minus 2 plus h? What's 2 plus 2h minus 2 plus h? Yes, it's 2h minus h. So these 2's cancel, and there's a 2h minus h. So you're right, we get h over 2 times 2 plus h. All of this is over h, and there's a limo parked out front. It's important because in first period, somebody asked me, what am I supposed to do now? And they had stopped writing the limo out front. So they didn't realize they're supposed to make h 0 in the end, so they tried to answer with h in the answer. They forgot about the limo parked out front. Okay, so what happens? Algebraically, we lose our h. So those are 1s, right? Okay, so all of this boils down to limo of 1 over 2 times 2 plus h. The goal was to plug in 0 for h. This is a good time to do it. What's the final answer? 1/4. Yeah, so you get this, basically, and that's 1/4. So what does this mean? This is the slope of that red line. Okay, that red line slope is 1/4. Let's go back and look at it. It's pretty convincing. I think you'll agree. It's slope 1/4. You guys ready to scroll up? Okay, so check this out. This is the fun part. Go back and look at the graph. Do you think that thing could have a slope of 1/4? Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, so our first answer is 1/4. That's the slope of the secant line. Excuse me, slope of the tangent line. And if you look at it, I mean, the rise over run is literally up 1 right forward. Spot on. I kind of drew it by hand, but by the way, on the test, you are supposed to be able to draw that red line. You guys going to be okay doing that? Trying to draw so it sort of brushes up against the curve like that. I need to know that you know what a tangent line is. Okay, so we got that far. The rest is really, really easy. Remember, this point is the point 1 comma f of 1, which is really just 1 comma a half. That's what the red point is. The slope of this is 1/4. So remember back in Algebra 1 even, you were able to write the equation of this line really quickly. You just use point-slope form. Yeah. The point-slope form is y2 minus y1 equals m times x2 minus x1. This is very famous point-slope form. We don't use all the same notation right now. We're using, instead of x1, we're using a. Instead of y1, we're using f of a. So it looks more like this. Y minus f of a equals m times x minus a. But it's the same thing. And we usually put the y all by itself, so it would be like this. Y equals m times x minus a plus f of a. So we should be able to get this pretty easily. M is 1/4. We worked hard to get it. A is 1, and f of a is a half. If you want to put it in, the what do you call it? The slope, whatever, slope-intercept form. Go for it. Just distribute the 1/4. Okay. I'm not going to do it. I like this answer. What do I care about the y-intercept? I don't care about the y-intercept. Worthless. Okay. Now let's do that normal line. So normal just means perpendicular, right? So the normal line is this one here. What's the slope of that thing? Yeah, it's opposite reciprocal. So it's -4/1. But doesn't it still pass through the same point, 1 comma half? Yeah. Yeah, so the answer is going to look identical. It's just going to be a -4 here. The rest is the same. So there's my example to sort of give you a chance to see all three formulas working together.